Hello everyone. Sorry about the wait. Had a few last things that I had to figure out. So, welcome back everyone to Lorcana Craze. My name's Mike. As always, I am your host, but I do now have a co-host. Finally found someone that I can bounce off of, and we can make this extremely enjoyable. And that person's name is Eli. Eli, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Nice to finally see you. Well, I guess not see, but nice to meet everybody tonight.
So, Eli, you've been playing Lorcana for a while, but how long have you been playing? When did you first start your journey?
I would say in the beginning of September of 2023, about a month after the game started. So almost since the game created, I started. So going on close to, almost a year. Almost a year now.
Yeah, almost a year now. Wow. Yeah. See, myself, I started with set 2, sometime in December of 2023. So I wasn't able to find the first chapter. It was really hard to find initial product.
Yes, it hasn't been like that for any other game I've seen. The closest was Star Wars, but Lorcana just blew it out the water with a limited print run. Cards were hard to come by. Cards were expensive from all rarities, and then set 1 was
It was tough. It was
yeah.
tough.
But now cards are more available, so
Yes.
everyone can play a lot more decks that they wish to play.
Yeah. So, just what are a couple of your favorite cards so far out of all the sets we have? Artwork, ability. What is your couple favorites?
So funny enough, even though we're now going to set 5 with the new release that just came out the last week, I will honestly say a lot of my favorite cards of all time are all still set 1.
Fair.
Those would be the giant Tinkerbell.
Okay, Tinkerbell Giant Fairy.
Yes, I love both the regular art and the enchanted art for that card. I have yet to pull or trade for one. That's one card I'm aiming to get. Besides the giant Tinkerbell, my favorite mechanic, I honestly would be either ramping up or drawing. So I've been a huge sucker for blue and gray with Whole New Worlds, Mickey Mouse, and the Fishbone Quill, all set 1. I'm a big lover of set 1 still.
Yep. So for those who don't know any of those cards, it's okay. Over time, as streams progress, we will be playing those cards, but please feel free to look them up. I will give a brief description of a couple of them. So like Fishbone Quill is a 3-cost inkable card, so that means it can go into your inkwell to be used to play other cards. And you can exert that or tap it down for those Magic players out there to put a card from your hand into the inkwell regardless of its inkable status. So even if it's an uninkable card, you can still put it in there and you do not have to show your opponent. Fantastic card. It's a staple in Ramp.
Yes.
Staple.
Used to be $1. Now that card's around 10 and 12 bucks.
Yep. Everyone's got to play 3 or 4 of them. It's the only way it works. So, but let's go ahead and get. I didn't let you do hearts. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how all the emoji things work. I know I can make emojis and add my own special ones. I will be working on that in the future. So, let's go ahead and get into what we're doing today. So we're going to be playing the Lorcana Gateway game. So that is a special 2-player game that they came out that is designed to teach you how to play Lorcana. It gives you some fun things to do. So I'll show you a little bit of what it came with. So you have the Gateway rules. That is everything you need to know about how to play this game. It's just a fantastic little brief introduction to everything. And then, of course, it has its special guidebook to lead you through this game. So, what's nice about it is it's called Gateway because you have to make it through gates. Each gate has a specific set of quests we have to complete. So either we have to quest a certain amount of times, challenge, it just kind of depends on where we're at. The game starts with 2 decks, 30 cards each. It does set up the starting hand, so you don't have to worry about that. It lets you start off with a solid 7 hand. Everything's nice and even. So for the first gate, what we have to do either cooperatively or against each other Ultimately, one person has to win, but we either have to quest with 3 or more characters on the same turn, challenge 3 or more characters of the opposing characters in a game, and quest and challenge on the same turn. And also have a hero character and a villain character in play at the same time. So, let's explain some of those things. So to start with questing. Questing, only characters can do. So characters are like this card here, which is Aerial Adventurous Collector. All right, so what's nice about the cards is they have their cost up at the top left, and then they have their strength and willpower or attack and defense depending on what card game you come from. Here at the right in the middle, they have their ability and flavor texts, if they have one, of course, in the standard positioning for most card games. And then here at the right of their ability, they have these little diamonds. And these diamonds are their questing ability. It's how much they can quest for. So a character questing in a turn, all you have to do that is say that you're questing and also exert the character. Thank you very much for the follow. And you just exert them, and now they have quested, you gain their lore. The object of this game with lore is you have to get to 20. First player to get to 20 wins. You start at 0, and there's a plethora of different ways to get there. Most characters will quest, some do not. Some actions will allow you to gain lore. It just kind of depends on what card you're playing, the deck you're playing, what's your strategy. So then we have actions, and actions can be one of 2 things. Either just a regular action or an action song. So let me find 2 good examples here. There are a lot of songs. Here we go. So, the card on the left is You Can Fly. You Can Fly is an action song. So what that means is a character can sing the song. They exert themselves just like they would for questing, but instead you get to play this card for free. And the character for this particular one has to have a cost 2 or less. So again, the top left of the card, whatever that number is their cost. A regular action cannot be sung. You must pay ink to play it. So that is like this card here, Dragonfire. You don't see anything about being able to sing. It just gives you its ability, and then its cost is at the top left like any other card. And then one other card we will be going through is items. Items are cards that, once played, stay on the field, stay in your play area until they are either removed by their own effect or your opponent removes them. So, and they have a plethora of different abilities. Some of them let you exert them to heal. Others will have you exert them to deal damage or move characters. It's just a lot of different things that can be going on. So with that, we'll go ahead and get into how we play the game. So first, both players have their decks. You take your lore counters, and for this game, this lovely game, it has nice little tokens that you can put up here, and right in the center of the board has 0 to 20. So you're able to just do it right on the board. Also on the board at the bottom right on either side, it tells you what you can do on your turn, exactly what those phases are, and then also what each symbol means. So whether it's the exert symbol or strength or willpower, it tells you what each of those are, because some cards only tell you that they gain 2 and then the symbol. So that way you can reference it and get familiar with them. So we'll go ahead and put our tokens here in the middle. We are both at 0. And after that, you would normally shuffle your deck and then present it to your opponent so they can cut it. So that way they're, you just keep everything on the up and honorable.
No shenanigans.
No shenanigans. But for Lorcana Gateway, the initial game, it gives you a starting hand of 7 to start out with. It tells you to set it like that, and then the rest of the deck you shuffle. So for this game, we already have our 7 chosen for us. Four and 7. So then, before you look at your hand, you would decide who gets to go first. You can do rock, paper, scissors. You can do just about anything you can think of. Most players will stick to a nice just die roll. Either lowest roll wins or highest roll wins. So I rolled an 8.
That's a big number.
It is.
Can I get close to an 8? Or beat it at least? I do get... I tied it.
Exactly. So go ahead and try again.
Oh.
6.
Can I beat your 6?
Yes.
7.
So would you like to go first or second?
I would like to go first.
All right. So can you explain what you do on your first turn?
So on the first turn, the player is allowed to start out with the ramping of priority. So they're always going to be at least 1 ink higher than their opponent unless the other player starts ramping. The only downside about going first is I do not get to draw.
Yep. Oh, the second player that goes gets that first draw of the game. So it just kind of depends on what you're playing, what you would want to do. Do you want the extra card to start out? Or do you want to have that ink in your inkwell earlier? Do you want to be at the higher inks a turn sooner than your opponent? So that would just depend on what deck you're playing. I will say, in 99% of cases in Lorcana, you want to go first.
Correct. The only time that's ever going to change is if you're playing best of 2s. Everything else, you always want to go first, normally.
Always. So, will you go ahead and start us out?
Yes. So for me, I would actually like to ink a card. So I would like to ink the higher cost cards that I am not going to get to anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reveal the rabbit. It's an inkable card, as you can tell with the circle around its cost. I'm going to ink this for a turn.
So that would go down into your inkwell.
Yes. As a little helpful habit, especially for players who like to play blue, I like to leave the ink face up for the turn to let me know I've already inked.
Yep.
And I will tap my ink to play a friendly little Olaf. The trusty companion 1/2 who has support. Won't be important as of yet, but it might come in handy in the future.
So what does support do?
So support is a nice little feature that while I'm questing to gain that lore to go slowly up, it allows me to use its power to boost another character's strength for the turn.
To make them stronger so they can take out something that they may normally not be able to challenge.
Correct. So this little trusty companion helps boost his teammates.
Which can really be solid in most cases. So,
all right.
Is your turn finished?
Yes. I can no longer do anything else because I've used all my resources, and I'll pass to you.
All right. So as the second player, I do get that first draw of the game. Usually when you're playing, you do want to kind of announce that you're going to draw and then make it very obvious to the opponent. Just keeps things fair. You know, always try to keep things fair and on the up and up. So I'm going to follow suit very similarly to him. I have this 5 cost card. I can't play it for 5 turns, so I'm going to use it as ink. So it is Winnie the Pooh, Honey Wizard, into the inkwell. And then I am going to pay 1 to play Stitch, New Dog. He is a 2/2 that quests for 1 with no ability. And it is your turn.
All right. When you pass the turn, you're allowed to untap your ink.
Or ready it.
Correct. The turn is ready. And I will get to now draw to catch up to you my first card. So, funny enough, I drew another big card that I will not be able to cast anytime soon. Card Soldiers, another 5-drop. Would love this later, but sadly it is way too soon for you. So I will ink it. And now, normally I would love to quest my little Olaf over here, but sadly, his little Stitch over here is a lot bigger than mine. So I'm not going to quest with that for now. What I will like to do, I'm going to give him a friend. I'm going to play Minnie Mouse. Another fellow 1-drop that's just a little bit bigger, but she's vanilla. She has no abilities. So now, because I cannot do anything further, because I don't want your Stitch to be eating up my snowman, I will be passing the turn.
All right. You don't want Stitch to play in the snow?
No, no yellow snow here.
All right. So we draw. Let's see. So, I am sad that you did not quest. So I think that changes things just a little bit for me. So I am going to ink, and I'm stuck. It's a one-cost action, allows me to choose an exerted character, and it can't ready at the start of the next turn. I really don't see a place for it right now, comparatively to what I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the inkwell. Now I'm going to exert 2, and I'm going to play Minnie Mouse, Beloved Princess. She is a 2/3 that quests for 1. So, and remember everyone, we are working towards beating the gate. So just ending this game doesn't work. If one of us just gets the 20, we won't get to go to the next gate. So we have to complete all the goals. So that means we still need to quest with 3 or more characters on the same turn, challenge 3 or more opposing characters in a game, quest and challenge on the same turn, or have a hero and a villain character in play at the same time. So do not forget, we are working towards that. Not a normal game.
Correct. That's something I gotta get used to.
So, and it is your turn.
Will you not like the quest?
You know what? Right now, no, I do not want to quest. I am okay.
Copycat. So I will ready my resource. I will draw for turn.
Yep. And just for clarification, on the start of your turn, you have 3 phases. You have ready, set, and draw. So ready is, like he said earlier, untap. If you're familiar with Magic, that means you unexert everything. You turn it from rectangular sideways to upright. And that's one way or other. You can either have them facing this way. Some people do like their cards facing their opponent, so that way their opponent can read the cards easier. It just kind of depends on how you like to play. And then you have your set phase, which is any characters that played last turn can act now. So if they have an ability that says at the start of your turn, or something similar, their abilities would activate then. And then you have your draw phase. So after you finish your ready and your set, you'll just draw your top card of your deck and begin the rest of your turn.
All right. So and with that being said, I'm going to ink a He's Got a Sword. I love Abu. Sadly, I won't be able to use that anytime soon. Now, I will get to play one of my all-time favorite cards that I actually still use to this day, even in the competitive scene. I'm going to play a card from set 1. It's one of my favorites, Mickey Mouse, the Detective. This is an uninkable card, so I can't ink this normally. But when I play him, he lets me do something that is called ramping. It allows me to play an additional ink that I normally am not able to do. His effect takes the top card of my deck and put it face down exerted into my inkwell. Now this is unknown knowledge to both players. I am not allowed to read or look at what this card is. So I will have no ability of seeing normally what it is that I just put in the ink. It could be inkable, could be not, could be one of my good cards. I have no idea.
So it's always like you would consider it then like a gamble.
Correct.
You know, if you're kind of hunting for something, but you need to get more ink faster, you could potentially hurt yourself by putting some of those more needed cards into your inkwell.
This is why some people don't like playing this card, because sometimes they're only playing on 1 of or 2 of, and without knowing it, they will ink that card that they're searching for and not have no idea until they're like halfway through their deck or almost the whole way through. Yep. And now, sadly, your creatures are still bigger than mine, so I cannot quest. So I will pass my turn for right now, because I'm trying to remember we're trying to get to these goals.
Yep, so we got ready. So I'm going to ready my cards. Set, I have no abilities that go off at the beginning of turn, and then draw for my turn, and we can go off to the races. We will start. So now that we're getting into kind of a middle game, approaching turns 3, 4, and 5, we want to, some of the earlier game cards may not be as good. So in this case, I will ink a Daisy Duck, lovely lady. She's a 1/3 quests for 1. She only costs 1, so she is cheap. Get her out there. But at this point, I'm going to want to start playing my turn 3s, my turn 4s. Get those stronger cards out there. Maybe some resources or combo pieces. We're unsure what these decks really have in store. and how they work. We just looked at the lists briefly. So this is the first time we're really playing with it. We just looked at them so we could sleeve them. So I will ink the daisy, and then I will play... I will exert 3, and I'll play Jafar, Lamp Thief. He's a 2/2 quests for 2. When I play this character, I look at the top 2 cards of my deck. I put one on top and the other on the bottom. One on top, one on the bottom, and we will now go ahead and maybe start moving this game in a different direction. We'll go ahead and quest up for 2. And then we will report our first goal has been reached. I have a hero and a villain character in play at the same time. I have Stitch, New Dog, who is a Storyborn hero alien. And then I have Jafar, Lamp Thief, who is a Storyborn villain sorcerer. So we have closed the first quest, and we only have 3 more to go.
So, when you complete a goal, does it count for both of us or just one player?
It can. You can the game kind of lets you choose. You can make it a little more harder, more competitive, where both players have to complete each goal. Or you can make it a little more cooperative, where you both can complete the goals together. So I'm choosing for this game to complete them together because, I don't know, it's more fun that way.
You're not wrong. Usually people always want to win, everyone gets so focused on that, but everyone forgets that they're playing a game. This is a game for us to have fun with our friends and new people that we get to meet along the way.
Yeah, exactly. What's super nifty? They use super nifty. I think I missed when you put that. I apologize, Lizzie. It's probably for the Jafar, allowing me to kind of shuffle the deck. Oh, the Mickey. Oh, for the Mickey. Wow, we're late. My apologies. That Mickey is nifty. I enjoy playing him too. When I was playing Ramp, I at least played 3. I thought it was nice to have an extra body on the field.
Yes.
So, with me questing and completing our first goal, I will pass the turn over to you.
All right. So I will ready. I have nothing to set. I will draw. So now I'm going to ink a card from, I believe it's from DuckTales, called Webby, Vanderquack.
Ooh.
She will go into my inkwell, and I will play one of my favorite characters in this game. I'm going to tap 4, and I will play Elsa. Elsa has a cool ability that if anytime I play her sister, I get to untap her and ready her. So
That's pretty good.
now, as you mentioned, we're going to now start interacting with each other. I'm going to be using Olaf over here, the trusted companion, and use that ability that we mentioned in turn 1, where I'm going to do support. I'm going to quest for 1,
Okay.
and I'm going to give Minnie Mouse over here +1 power. So she's going to briefly become a 2/3 for the turn. And she will go and take care of your Stitch.
All right, so that's 2 damage to the Stitch, which is what his willpower is, and it will defeat him and banish him to the discard.
And because it has 2 power, that means I will take 2 damage.
And what's great about this game, in my opinion, as opposed to like Magic the Gathering, damage sticks. It does not fall off at the end of turn, so it does stay until you either heal it or the character is banished.
All right. And after that, I think I'm going to follow suit to you, and I'm also going to quest with Mickey Mouse over here. Minnie Mouse is partnering and go to 2 and tie the game. So we will currently both be at 2 lore.
All right.
Now, though I would love to do more, I am all tapped out except for this 1 ink. I'm going to pass to you.
All right. So I'm going to ready, set, draw. All right. So first things first, we are going to challenge. Or actually, hold on. We completed goals on your turn, and I missed it. So you quested and challenged on the same turn.
That is correct. I quested with Mickey Mouse, and I challenged with Minnie Mouse.
Yep. So we have completed 2 of the goals. All that is left now is quest with 3 or more characters on the same turn, or challenge 3 or more opposing characters in a game. So you've already got 1 challenge so far towards the challenging, because it's not on a turn, it's in the game. All right, and I think I'll probably finish that goal off. So first I will challenge the mini with the Jafar. So that will finish the mini off, and I will take 1 damage for that. And then I will use mini to challenge the Olaf, because that will defeat the Olaf, and mini will only take 1. And that gives us our 3 challenges in a game. So now we just have to quest with 3 or more characters in 1 turn.
All right. Well, since you took care of some of my board, I won't be doing that anytime soon.
That's fair. I will ink now a Mickey Mouse. True Friend. I don't think I need him right now. Instead, I will exert 4, and I will play Merlin Rabbit.
Oh, no.
So Merlin Rabbit is actually really strong in the meta, in the current meta. It's been strong since set 2. 4-cost uninkable, 2/3, quests for 1. And he states when you play this character and when he leaves play, draw a card. So I will draw for him entering the play. And then, with that, I will pass the turn to you.
All right. So I will ready untap all my ink, and for the first time on my side, I will set my characters to ready. Then I will draw. I will be inking Aurora for this game because I'm a little too late to play her right now. So I will be going to 6 ink, and now I have to decide: will I be attacking or questing? Since we're normally, I would probably take care of your board to try to dwindle it down, but because we are aiming for the goals, I'm gonna try to see if I can help get to that final goal.
Okay.
So I will tap 6 ink, and I'm gonna play my first big creature of the game, and I'm able to play it early thanks to Mickey Mouse and being on the play. I'm gonna play Sisu, the Wise Friend, a 6-drop 6/6 that quests for 2.
It's pretty nice. that's pretty strong.
Yes. So you currently have what they call card advantage because you have more cards. I'm down to just 1 card in hand. How many cards do you have?
I currently still have 4 cards in my hand.
So now, because I'm going to try to see if we can aim for that final goal, I'm going to pass to you.
All right, so I will ready my ink and my characters set. I have nothing on set, so I will draw. So for this turn, I think I will ink a Stitch Alien Dancer, which is a 2-cost, 2/3, quests for 1, no ability. I will pay 3 to play another Jafar Lamp Thief. So look at the top 2 cards of my deck. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Let's go with this one on top and this one on the bottom. And then for 2, running out of room. For 2, I will play Stitch, Alien Dancer.
You have a lot of Stitches in that deck.
I do! I actually kind of like that. Stitch is an awesome character. So, and he's 2/3, quests for 1. So I'm going to go ahead, because this finishes our final goal, and now it's the race to 20. I will quest for 4. Puts me at 6. And I quested with 3 or more characters on the same turn. We have finished the first gate, and now all that's left is to finish this game. So I will pass over to you.
All right. I will untap. I will draw for turn. Ooh, interesting card. All right. So now I've got to decide. I would love to quest, but I think your massive board requires me to deal with it just a little bit.
Maybe just a little.
So I will challenge your Jafar with my Mickey Mouse,
which will finish the Jafar.
Since it has 1 damage from earlier. So I will gain 1 damage. And I also think my Elsa, if I can slide it, will attack your Minnie Mouse.
That will also defeat her.
So I will take another 2 damage for taking care of her. And then my Sisu will do 1 more challenge for the turn and will attack your Merlin.
Overkill. So Merlin, though, because he's banishing, he's leaving play, which allows me to draw a card.
And now because I have 6 ink, I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't know if there's anything that's going to cost more than 6. I'm going to start playing almost anything that I draw to try to see if I can catch up to how much you had previous turn.
Yeah.
So first, I'm going to pay 1, and I will play Fali, which I believe is Mulan's mother.
Yes.
She's a simple little 1/3, but she'll help me try to catch up to you. And then I get to do a little combo here.
Oh?
I'm going to pay 2 ink, and I'm going to play Anna, a 1/4 that quests for 1 more if I own another hero, and I actually own 3 heroes, actually. All 3 of my cards that are currently damaged are heroes. Now, the cool thing about her, when I get to play Anna, she's going to trigger Elsa's ability. Whatever I play, I can untap Elsa, which allows me to keep her on the board just a little bit longer. I cannot quest with her again, but if I wanted to, I could challenge again, but I will not. I want to keep Elsa and Anna on the board together as long as possible, and I'll pass to you.
All right. So ready, set, draw. So I think I'm just going to kind of follow suit with the whole, let's try to race it. So I think I will pay 3. I'll play Raleigh. He's a 3/3, quests for 1, support though. So whenever I quest with him, I can add his 3 power to another character.
Oh, just like my Olaf from earlier.
And then I will pay 1 and play my own Olaf. Olaf Friendly Snowman. 1/3, quests for 1. Then I'll take this Jafar and I will quest for 2. Go to 8. And I'll take this Stitch and challenge the Mickey, which thankfully takes care of him. I will take 1 damage for that. What we got? Thank you very much, Go Bobber. That means a lot. That's awesome.
Always love when the community gets together, try to help everybody out.
Yes, yes, and Lorcana's really been about that too. I mean, I see a lot of posts from a lot of people, you know, they are giving away their bulk, you know, to others who don't have as much access. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, I missed In Savior, and then thank you, Lif, for the follow. I hope everyone enjoys it. So, but yeah, I've seen people who they'll give their excess bulk out to other people who, you know, may not have either the funds or just the access to cards. Even from the top, Ravensburger themselves, you know, at all these different challenges they're doing and at different conventions. I mean, I see them giving out merchandise left and right. This is just kind of very, very much a giving community.
Yes. After they had a small little hiccup during set 1 with the amount of cards that are available, but since then they have printed an abundance of cards for everyone because they want this to become a big competitive game similar to the other games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, but they also want families and friends that can play this game together and not just collect. So now cards are a little bit more available, allowing us to play more games such as this.
Yep, which is just awesome. And for anybody who wants to play this game as just like a casual kind of just, you know, mess around with it, may not want to collect it or anything, I really suggest this because this is just really nice, really good bang for the buck.
Yes, and the starter decks that you can get for reasonable prices at any of your local stores, I believe they will range between usually $12 to $15, and they will come with a full set of the deck, and then they come with 1 random pack to allow you to get that fun little feeling of opening a pack, and you can add those cards to your starter deck to make it either better or for worse. Just playing your favorite cards you might pull.
Yes. I believe it was your turn now.
All right.
I challenged, I quested. Yep.
Yep.
It is your turn.
I will untap my sea suit. I will ready my ink, and I will see what I draw, because I'm currently, this is the phrase called top decking, drawing to see. All right.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't have like a local store near you, it is hard to get product. All I can suggest is, ordering online is great. TCG Player has, everyone's selling everything. It's really, really easy to find the cards online, even the starter decks. I believe with this set, Ravensburger started a new thing where you can actually order directly from them. I think it's until the 27th of this month that they're doing that for the new set only, though.
Oh.
So, and then also some of those local stores that may not be nearby, they also sometimes have websites where they'll just ship directly to you. So that's another way also to try to grab product, especially closer to like MSRP, if you will, because sometimes online is a little rough. Yeah. Yes, so that's I've seen that too. I'm thankful that my area has quite a few different local shops, if you will, within like a 30-minute drive of me. So it kind of keeps them all honest and, a little bit better atmospheres. But sometimes when you get those shops that it's the only one in an area, in a large area, they kind of can dictate what they're going to sell things at and everything else.
Yeah. I will honestly say TCG Player, even Amazon or the website, as you mentioned, that of your local store, they might be able to sell it. And then usually, if you order anything between $20 to $50, if you happen to get maybe a little trove, a booster box, or maybe a few starters, you can usually get that shipping for free.
Yeah, like I said, I think they are doing it for the Shimmering Skies set. I don't think you can buy anything from previous sets directly from them. I may be wrong, though. I actually haven't looked in a little while. So, but yeah, I would definitely... Oh, okay. Thank you, Vasquez, for taking care of that.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so you've readied everything.
Yes. And I drew one of my favorite characters called Donald Duck. Funny enough, we are debating for a future episode of building a theme deck, and I'm conflicted right now building Musketeers or a complete Donald Duck and Daisy deck. And if I do Donald Duck, this is definitely one of the cards I will be playing.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So now you have a huge lead on the game.
I do.
So that has 1 damage, and sadly, these characters don't have enough power, but my others do. So Elsa will trade with, I think I will actually trade with your Jafar,
okay,
because he quests for more than
yes.
your Stitch.
So by trading, we mean they're losing a character and I'm losing a character.
Yes, both our characters knock each other out during the challenge. And then Sisu, the wise friend, will follow up and attack your Stitch.
Yep. And she will survive that attack because she has a lot of willpower.
Yes. And now, with my other 2 characters, I'm going to start questing to try to catch up. Mulan's mother will quest for 1, putting me to 3. And Anna normally only quests for 1, but because I own a hero on the board, she's actually going to quest for 2, allowing me to go to 5. And
now you're right on my heels.
Just a little bit. Got a little bit more to go, but I'm slowly catching up, and I'm going to pass to you.
All right. I will ready everything. Go ahead and move these a little bit. Set. There's nothing there, so draw. All right. So, I think what would be best for me is I'm going to quest with Raleigh for 1 and use his support ability. And support Olaf with his 3 power, making Olaf have 4. And I'm going to use Olaf to trade with Sisu.
The Great Wise Dragon gets taken down by the Snowman.
Yep. You cannot count Olaf out of any fight. just reconstructs himself and tries again. All right, and then I'm going to exert 3 ink, and I'm going to play Piglet, very small animal. It's a 2/4, quests for 2. And I'm going to pay 1, and guess who's back? Olaf, the friendly snowman. Can't keep a good snowman down.
Womp womp.
And with that, I will go ahead and pass to you.
Thank you, kind sir. I will ready, set, and draw. Well, this will help me decide what I'm going to do for the next few turns. So I will tap 3 ink, and I'm going to play another ally, Pascal, the Inquisitive Pet. This character allows me to look at the top 3 cards and put them back in any order to help me figure out what I'm going to draw, so it's no longer a guessing game.
And that can be huge because now he knows what's coming. He can strategize properly, has more time to look in, really think about how he's going to fall, how the cards are going to fall.
Yes, and because I'm trying to keep up with your board, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the characters that have the most strength and will up first, so I can have stuff to help either quest or challenge your board. And now, that little Rolly over there is a lot of trouble.
He is.
Also, I just realized, because you were able to take out my Sisu, I actually do not have another hero. So once again, Anna now will only be questing for 1.
Yep.
So because that support is so dangerous for my game, I think I might do something that's either going to be a smart move or a risky play. Both Mulan's mother and Donald Duck will be swinging in together, one at a time, into Rolly. So it's going to take 1 damage first. Sadly, Mulan's mother will get banished and get knocked out. And then Donald Duck is going to come in and finish the Rolly.
He's just a little Dalmatian pup.
That provides a lot of power.
It's just a cute little pup.
With a big bite. I will quest for 1 with Anna to go to 6, and I will pass to you.
All right. Well, that kind of changes things. All right, ready, set, draw. We're going to exert 5. Nothing crazy this time. We're going to play... Yep, we're just going to play. We're going to play Pluto. He's a 4/5, quests for 2. Normally when I play the character, I can remove up to 3 damage from 1 character, but I don't have anything damaged right now, and I really wasn't planning on having anything damaged in this moment, because I'm just going to go ahead and quest up for 3 and try to keep my lead going.
So you are currently at 12. You're more than halfway there to winning.
Yep, 8 more lore, and I got it. But anything can happen. Pass the turn to you.
All right, thank you. I will ready Anna, ready my ink, and draw. I will get to play one of the characters I was looking forward to help me try to keep up with your board. I will pay 4 ink, and I will play, and I believe this is actually Anna's mother, named Aduna. How do you pronounce this?
Iduna?
Iduna?
Iduna, maybe?
Hakuna
I'm not
Matata.
sure. Hakuna Matata. Tomato.
Makes no worries.
But yes, it is her mother.
So she has a fun ability that if she was to get banished, either by you challenging her or her challenging you, she gets to go to my ink face down instead of to my discard pile.
Okay.
And let's see. I think Anna, I will have her swing into your Piglet.
Okay.
Deal 1 damage. So I will take 2. And then Pascal will finish off your Piglet.
Finish the job.
Because you just have such a big lead. And then I sadly cannot quest with anything else or challenge, and I will pass to you.
All right, so ready, set, nothing there. We're going to draw. So let's just meet big threats with more big threats. It looks like that's how it's going to be at this point. I'm going to exert 5 and play Winnie the Pooh, Honey Wizard.
Uh-oh.
5/5, quests for 2. I'm going to go ahead and trade with Olaf into the Pascal. Let's go ahead and clear this board just a little bit. And then I'm going to use the Pluto to challenge into the Anna. So I will take 1 for that. and then I will end my turn.
All right. I'll ready my ink. Sadly, I have no characters to ready. Oh, I get to play a card that I inked earlier called Webby. Not as big as your character, sadly.
DuckTales. Ooh.
So,
I was actually listening to that song earlier.
it's a very catchy song.
Yep.
I actually don't think I can quest right now. You have such a head lead. I need to try to keep you in check just a little, so I'm going to pass to you, sir.
All right, so we're going to ready, set, draw. We're going to exert 3, and we're going to play a Piglet, very small animal, who's back to brush things up. And then 2 for Magica Dispel, who is a 2/3, quests for 1. We're just going to go ahead and quest for 4 because we are almost there. Going to 16. I am 4 away, and it is your turn.
All right. I will ready up my board over here, and I will draw. I will pay 2 ink to play Khan's Beloved Steed. And I will need to try to keep up with your board. Sadly, my creatures are a bit smaller, so Webby will attack Pluto to deal 3 damage, sadly knocking herself out. And then Anna's mother is going to come to finish the job, but because of her ability, instead of going to my discard pile, she will go to my ink.
Yep, which allows you to play even bigger things if you happen to draw something bigger.
Correct. And I'll pass to you.
All right, so I'm going to ready, set. There's nothing to go off and draw. And at this point, we don't need to play anything. We're just going to quest for 5, which puts us over that 20 mark. And the first game of Gateway is completed.
So because you went over 20, does that mean you got to reset back?
No, that is not how that works. So we will go ahead and take our cards now, stack them back up. And what's nice is with Gateway is you get access to winning packs. And there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. So because we finished Gate 1, we get the Gate 1 pack. So yes, it is already opened. We are going to be sleeving them so we can keep everything nice and pretty. And then also, we get to move on to the next gate.